In one of my prior videos, the title which you can see below, I indicated that most settlement agents or closing attorneys request that buyers remit funds for the closing to the settlement agent or the closing attorney via wire transfer for the closing rather than handing in a cashier's check or bank check. The reason for this is that the closing attorney or settlement agent will prefer that the funds are readily available to be dispersed on the closing date, in particular to pay the seller, who usually expects to be paid on the closing date. Sellers should know, however, that the way the term closing is defined in a lot of the most commonly used contracts in selling Florida real estate doesn't require that they receive funds on the closing date for there to be a proper closing. This does not excuse the seller from discharging their duties that are required to have a proper closing. This might be somewhat confusing to sellers, so I'll try to clear it up a little bit in this video. But before that, please check out this brief disclaimer. This is Ryan Ramsaran, an attorney in Palm Beach County, Florida. Welcome to my channel. The purpose of this channel is to provide general information about the Florida real estate market. It is not designed to provide specific information tailored to any individual real estate transaction. If you need this type of information, please consult with your own attorney, real estate agent, property insurance agent, settlement agent, or any other service provider that you choose to work with for your particular situation. The viewing of content on this channel does not create an attorney-client relationship between the viewer and the law office of Ryan A. Ramsaran, PA. Although every effort is made to provide accurate content on this channel, because the Florida real estate market is so dynamic, there's no guarantee that the information will be accurate when you view it or will remain accurate in the future. The law office of Ryan A. Ramsaran is a title agent with Attorneys Title Fund Services LLC and issues title insurance policies underwritten by Old Republic National Title Insurance Company. The firm also represents companies and individuals in the acquisition, sale, and development of commercial property, such as hotels, warehouses, and industrial property. If you believe my firm might be a good fit to represent you in real estate matters, please see the firm contact information under Details in the About tab of this channel. In addition to real estate matters, my firm also accepts personal injury cases, as well as cases related to the violation of individual civil rights. Please note that these cases will be referred to another law firm. However, under no circumstances will the client be responsible for paying fees or costs in addition to what they would be paying if they only hired one law firm. Again, thanks for viewing content on this channel, and let's get back to the content we were looking at before. Thank you. Welcome back. So the term closing has a specific definition in the FAR contracts, which are commonly used for selling residential real estate in Florida. In order for there to be a closing, two things are required. I'm paraphrasing here, but this is essentially what it says. The first is that the funds required for the closing must have been received by the settlement agent and collected. The second requirement is that the documents required from both the buyer and seller must be delivered. Now, with regards to the first requirement, the word collected also has a specific definition. Again, I'm paraphrasing, but it essentially means that the funds have to be available in a settlement agent or closing attorney's account and subject to disbursement. So under the definitions of the commonly used FAR contracts, when it comes to funds, for there to be an effective closing, it's required that the funds be in the account of the closing attorney or settlement agent, not the account of the seller. Sellers should know that their obligations under the FAR contract is not confined to just delivering documents. Under the possession and occupancy provision of the FAR contract, the seller, under most circumstances, is required to deliver occupancy of the premises at closing, as well as to deliver keys and other access devices to the buyer at closing, and to remove personal property items prior to closing. A seller might be wondering, well, I've delivered my documents. Can I keep my keys until I receive funds? Well, based on our discussion before, as well as explicit language in the possession and occupancy provisions of the FABA contracts, doing so is likely a breach of contract and is not recommended. It should be noted, though, that usually this is not a problem if all of the parties involved in closing communicate frequently and are on the same page, and the closing is managed properly. If you are a buyer in Broward or Miami-Dade counties, or a seller in Palm Beach County, and you have the need for a closing attorney or settlement agent, please reach out to me. I'd love to help. If this information was of some use to you, please like and subscribe. Until next time, be safe out there.